Watch what happens this time when the athletic director uses open questions and non-judgmental listening to guide the student to tell his story and come to his own conclusions about the need to change his drinking behavior.
So, Chris, I wanted to talk to you. You're one of our star athletes and really value you as a team player. As athletic director, one of my jobs is to kind of keep tabs on the players and make sure everybody is performing at their best. And something came up this weekend. I've been hearing some chatter about a big party that went down, and understand you were there. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how partying and alcohol fits in your life right now.
Okay, well, actually, could I confide something in you that's been bothering me lately? Well, prior to that party, as you know, I'm an honor student, and my parents, they keep me very, kept down out of the, social life.
Mm-hmm.
And about a month ago, my friends, they invited me into a party, and I used the fact that, I'm always doing my homework, I'm always studying, that to allow me to go to the party. And on, that party, I managed to convince my parents that I would spend the night at my friend's house. So that's when I started drinking.
Mm-hmm.
It was a unique experience, as you could say, I guess you can say. And I don't know, it was fun, at least in the moment. So I kept doing it. Then this past weekend, instead of studying for an exam, I begged my mom to let me go to another party, and she kind of knew what I was doing. She asked me to promise her, no alcohol,
mm-hmm.
no drugs, and I'll pick you up by 12. And I was surprised. 12 is 12. That's basically when the party starts. But I told her whatever. I thought to myself that I'll figure out to delay her to come and pick
mm-hmm.
me up later. So I promised that she dropped me off. I promised her no alcohol, no nothing. So we go. I have fun I've been having, and I was drinking, and then the time came for her to pick me up, and I couldn't delay her from picking me up, and as soon as she picked me up and I stepped in the car, she said, "You drank vodka," and I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I just
mm-hmm.
looked at the floor, and I feel terrible because I betrayed my mother. I broke my trust with her that she expected me not to indulge in alcohol, and that's exactly what I did.
So here you are, you're an honor student, you're a star athlete, you've kind of been doing everything you've been told for all these years, and maybe last month sometime you started getting more involved in the party scene, and it was fun at first, but now you're already noticing some consequences.
Right. I've been noticing I've been more lethargic and apathetic towards schoolwork. I haven't really, I kind of just sit in class. My mind is elsewhere, especially on the weekends where instead of studying, I'm caught up with my friends trying to find where we can get alcohol because we're underage and stuff like that.
It's really changed your focus.
Yeah.
What do you like about drinking?
I don't know. It's because I'm a very reserved person for the most part. Not when I'm dealing with sports, but in a social environment, I tend to keep to myself because I'm very self-conscious, I would say. And when I drink, I feel, I don't know, it relaxes me. I'm able to talk or engage with other people more easily. And I don't know, it's just...
So it helps you kind of loosen up, feel more relaxed.
Exactly.
Sounds like you're noticing quite a few not so good things about alcohol, though.
Right.
Mom got mad at you, you're having decreased focus, you're kind of not doing so well in school, maybe?
Kind of.
Any other things?
Just different group friends, different people that I'm hanging out with, because certain people are associated with that type of scene, so that's also changed. I don't know.
So your friends that you were hanging out with, there's a little tension there now?
A little bit, because not all of them are into that. So I'm in one group of friends, and I would talk to another person that's in another group of friends, and they just happened to invite me to that first party.
Mm-hmm.
So since then I've been hanging out more with them, getting to know them. But I could also see that, I'm just living life, I guess, but that's also not fair to them that I'm not there for them as much as I was before, as they are there for me.
Well, given that you've sort of noticed all these changes where it's affecting your friendships, it's affecting your studying, it's affecting your relationship with your mom,
right.
Where do you think you should kind of go from here?
I feel I should stop. I mean, I'm not unrealistic. I understand that situations like this will happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just up to me not to take it so far where I can't remember the night before, or if I'm puking, all I remember is the toilet. That's not worth it either. And I have to slowly build back my trust with my mother, because that's a big blow, as little or like as it may seem to other people. Like to me, it's a big thing.
Well, your mom is really important to you.
Of course.
And how she feels about you is important to
Exactly.
you. How important is it to you to make an adjustment in your drinking, or even to quit?
A lot at this point, because I feel that's a big factor with gaining back my trust with my mother, and also getting back on top of my schoolwork and my athletics too.
Okay.
So I feel that there's a future in that.
How confident are you that you could actually change your drinking, or even cut down or quit?
I'm pretty confident, especially.
What, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is not at all and
Well,
10 is completely, what number would you
Probably
give?
like an 8 or 9. I'm not, can't be a 10, just nothing's a 10 in life, I feel. Like there's too many factors, but I feel like I'm determined to.
Why did you say 8 or 9 rather than 6 or 7?
Because, I don't know, I feel determined to make sure this happens, because I don't like how I felt after I betrayed my mother. I don't like remembering the feeling of like vomiting. It's not a pleasant experience. It's not something that I wish to enjoy. So like, even if I do drink, I don't want to drink to the point where that happens. Like all of the fun that I have then prior to that, just it's not worth drinking.
All right, what do you think is a realistic goal for you then?
To make sure I have my studies, well, first try to get back my trust with my mother, then just focus on my studies. Then if I have time, if I have leisure time, like I'll go party with my friends, and just because I party with them doesn't mean I have to drink. And if I do, 1 cup is not gonna do anything to my life either, but I'd prefer not to do that. I prefer just make sure everyone's...
Your goal is kind of to not drink at all, or if you are at a party, a maximum of 1 at the very most.
Exactly, just so I take part with the social convention, but it's not, hey guys, throw out the window.
Yeah. Chris, I really appreciate you talking with me about this. I know it seems like something that's been on your mind as it is, and you know, like I said, I really care about you as a student and an athlete and want what's best for you. So I'm glad we were able to talk about this. It really seems like you have a good plan going forward, you know, really striving for not drinking alcohol at all. And if you find yourself in a situation where there is alcohol, making sure to have that limit of 1 drink maximum sounds like something that'll work for you.
And thank you for listening to me. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. It's part of my job, and it's the part I like best. So you better hurry up and get changed for practice.
This time, the athletic director started the conversation with an affirmation of the student's good qualities and went on to ask a neutral, open-ended question about his drinking. As the student opened up to her, she responded with empathic reflections. This encouraged him to continue talking and sharing his concerns, setting the stage for a more productive conversation. By asking Chris what he likes about drinking, she provided him an opportunity to be honest with her, but also made it easy for him to acknowledge the other not-so-good things about drinking. And after exploring the pros and cons, she asked him what he thinks he should do. This demonstrated her respect for his personal autonomy and provided him an opportunity to start considering a realistic goal for himself. She also asked his views about the importance of changing and how confident he is that he could be successful. By asking why he chose such a high number rather than a low number, she gave him the opportunity to assert his motivation to change. Throughout the encounter, you may have noticed that the student does most of the talking. Rather than warning, threatening, or trying to convince him to change, the athletic director lets the student talk himself into the idea of changing by asking relevant questions and reflecting his responses back to him. She ends the encounter by expressing her appreciation that he was willing to talk with her and reviewing what they've discussed. This sets the stage for continued fruitful discussions in the future and reinforces the goal he has chosen to work on.